Hello, my fellow Hammerheads, and welcome to the first episode of Warhammer Plus reviews. Together with my brother, we are going to review the first season of Angels of Death. So, brother, what is one of your favorite things? Let us first talk about the season of Angels of Death, because we know the director is the guy who made the Hell's Reach animation on YouTube. And he had a very small team. As by now we don't know how many people contributed to the animation, but we know a few of the voice actors. Am I correct so far?
Well, according to my notes, you're correct so far.
Okay, very good. So the spoiler-free story for Season 1 of Angels of Death is that a Space Marine strike cruiser, the Sword of Baal, is in dire need of repairs and stockings of ammunition and supplies. And so they take shelter on a planet called Naiades, which, as of the beginning of the story, is evacuating. And we follow a small team of Space Marines and a human crew. And the Space Marines are 11 Mark 7 Firstborn Marines. It's better to name them as Firstborn rather than the armor. And a small squad of Terminators with their captain. So, which character do you want to talk first about?
Well, I actually wanted first to talk about the art style, because
Okay.
the show Angel of Death has a really particular art style. It's in black, different shades of black, white, and gray, except the red accents and the
Yes.
darker black accent. Of course, now you can say, hey, black is black, but there are different shades of black, like we know from our hobby. And this entire show shows us the white, black accent in shades in contrast to the red shades, and it makes the entire show a bit stronger because don't have many details in the background like by me, where you see a lot of annoying stuff. If I turn out everything black and gray except for me and turn my entire clothes red, I would make a stronger contrast to my background, and this is exactly what they tried to create. That your focus is only on what's happening right now and not
Yes.
what's happening in the background.
Yeah, I
Like
totally
by my
agree.
friend.
Um, they also use the black and white contrasts with the red, because we know that they didn't have in much time to animate all of this. And they're using the black and white and red contrasts to cover up some of the details which they obviously hadn't enough time to work on, because animating takes a lot of time. But they're doing it in a so fantastical way. The armor of the Blood Angels looks amazing. The Terminators, oh my god, I love the Terminators.
They look
And,
fantastic.
and the armor of one of our main protagonists, Kazarian, with the red armor, the silver Deathwatch pauldron.
Ah, so
It's
good.
beautiful. And what else do we want to talk about?
What else do we want to talk about? We can talk about the amazing characters. I mean, you have a small number of episodes to actually know these characters,
Yes.
and they are so fantastic written. You don't have some extra big background where you have to watch 50 episodes even to understand their main character. You just have one episode and you feel like you already know them. It's
Yep.
beautiful.
The problem with writing Space Marines is they're human, but at the same time they're not human, as we all in the hobby know that they're psychically indoctrinated to feel less emotion. And in the first episode, when Kazarian is praying and is fighting against the Black Rage, is very well written, and his discussion with the chaplain Raphael is one of my favorite parts in the series. And the only one I have my gripes with is Captain Orfeo. He has so little screen time, and the majority of the screen time he just blasts out the typical Space Marine quotes. We are the angels. We are the sons of Sanguinius. And for those who don't know, Captain Orfeo is voiced by the wonderful Jonathan Keeble, who also narrates the Siege of Terra Horus Heresy novels, as an example. And he's such an amazing voice actor. So I would have wished that he had a bit more to say. So then,
well, there's always more hope for season 2.
Yeah, but let us talk about season 2 at a later point.
When it's actually out, because we are just finished with season 1, and
Yes.
the next few episodes will be again Hammer and Bolter, which I'm excited for.
Oh yes,
the next one, but we are now on Angels of Death,
yes.
which just ended 2 weeks ago, 2 or 3 weeks ago.
2 weeks
Two.
Yes.
It feels like an eternity.
Yes.
Already.
Today is the 14th of December.
Yeah, the 14th is today.
Ich muss das Essen im Backofen.
This wonderful Nurgling von Koyo Toys. It just cost around $13. It's a really cuddly little bugger, this little sweet thing, and you can just get it for $13 on gamesworkshop.com.
Yes, and buy this and not the squig, because the squig will kill your children.
Yes, by falling apart.
We have... let's talk about the voice actors. Who is your favorite character voiced in the series?
Oh, I would say Raphael. Raphael, the chaplain. I love this voice. I love this character. You can feel that the voice actor is the character, not just like in any other shows where a voice actor is like, oh, I just dubbed this voice, I take my paycheck and then I leave. Yeah. No, he shows this during the entire show with a passion that is hard to understand if you don't do it yourself.
Yeah, in many other series, or video games, it's just basically, I have a sheet of paper, I will read it, and I get my money. Yeah. That's it. But sadly, I don't know who voices Raphael. I believe it's Andrew James Spooner, or maybe Gareth Armstrong, but I'm really not sure. But there is one scene in episode 3, right at the beginning, when he's just screaming on the top of his lungs, and you can hear and feel the hate.
It's such a wonderful moment.
Yes. And he's just smashing and killing enemies with his croziers. That's amazing.
I mean, he just say this usually talk, burn the heretics, kill the mutant stuff, but with such a
Yes,
passion. It's just it's magnificent. You watch him, he says this stuff, and you're like, oh, it's so good.
yes. Um, Actually, we spoke about this earlier when we compared the voice actors of the chaplains with the
Yeah.
Ultramarine movie, the Imperial Fist Chaplain, voiced by John Hurt. May he rest in peace, amazing
Mm,
actor. Um, and he screams, "Burn, heretic!" And here in Angels of Death, of course, you can say that's
yeah.
a regular thing Space Marine chaplains say, but I believe it's a nod for John Hurt because when Raphael just comes out and screams, "Burn the heretic! Kill the mutant! Purge the unclean!" I
Ah.
can't yell this because my pets will just attack me of hate. And
Because they're unclean little mutants.
yes, and it's just so amazing.
Oh, it's perfect. The scene alone it's just amazing.
Yes, but then we have Richard Reed voicing the Techmarine Hadriel, also an amazing cast and one of the best written characters in Angels of Death. It's just the small details they have with him when he's agreeing with someone and he just says compliance. That's
Mm.
that took me so by surprise, and I loved it. And also, even though he's a tech marine, he has his poetic side when he's talking to the squad sergeant Ancaeus. And the later part in episode 9 with another character which I don't want to spoil. A very sad moment. It really hit me in a way I didn't thought it would happen in this series, but very beautiful.
Yeah, Techmarine Hatreal is really one of my favorite characters next to Raphael because it's just his entire way how he acts, how he behaves. He
Yes.
walks, he talks. This entire I just do my stuff and I don't care what's happening around
Yeah.
me. It's just I'm
and
cool, I understand this, and it is fun.
and he just has this chill demeanor that no matter what happens around him, he just strolls around like it's a sunny day in spring and the flowers are blooming. It's beautiful.
He's amazing.
Yes. But then,
Yeah,
yes, sorry.
yeah, that's what I said earlier. The characters in Angels of Death, they are amazing.
Yeah.
The entire behavior is amazing.
Um, so then we have uh I forgot his name. uh, I just thought about it a moment ago. Um,
It happens to the
oh no,
best.
I forgot her name. Oh my
Her
god,
name.
I'm so
Oh
ashamed of
no.
that because I love Ship Mistress Salken.
Oh,
Voiced,
Ship Mistress Salkan is perfect.
I love Emma Gregory. She
Ah.
is one of the best voice actors Black Library has. Um, Fun fact, uh, I have one of her non-Black Library audiobooks just because I love her voice. And she was also the one who voiced the Sister of Battle in the ninth edition trailer. Also
Hmm.
amazing work.
Oh yeah, I remember. I always heard his voice and and I always thought like I know this voice. I know
Yes.
her from somewhere.
And
And suddenly bam.
some people say she's a bit over dramatic.
No,
Um,
no.
no, I.
Mm.
She just has this commanding presence in my mind. And if she would walk by me on the street and said I should salute her, I would do it.
100%.
Yes. And uh, so then we have the most well-known voice actor in the whole Black Library, Toby Longworth, as
Mm.
Sergeant Kazarian.
Uh, Toby Longworth also speaks the sergeant in the 9th edition Warhammer trailer.
Yes.
It's like, oh yeah, we see him here as sergeant of the Ultramarines, and suddenly, bam, he's a Blood Angel.
Yes. And it's just these two have the most iconic voices for me. But we
Yeah.
digress. Um, the only thing I had my gripes with is that Toby Longworth also voiced a Terminator.
Oh yeah, I saw this. This scene was also a bit confusing because
Yes,
you think of it and then you hear his voice and it's just for one sentence and you think, okay, what's going on here?
yes. This took me by surprise and a little bit out of the immersion.
Yeah.
But I understand because maybe they didn't have enough voice actors at the moment.
Or the voice actor became sick. It always
Yes,
happens.
also happens just with uh, COVID right now. Not
Yeah.
everyone has the equipment at home or has the opportunity to travel. So, okay, yes, Nurgle's pandemic.
Yeah.
Then the enemies. Um, we have, uh, everyone knows it, the Tyranids and Gene Stealer cults. We have a Primus and a Magis with voice actors. What are your thoughts about these two?
My thoughts about these two. Well, we don't really see much of them or hear much of them.
Yes.
They appear majorly just in 2 or 3 episodes. I guess the Magos appears in 3 episodes. In the second one,
Yes.
in the third one, she has a small appear. No, not in the second one. Only in the third one, she has a small appearance in the last 2 episodes. No,
No, in the
in the
ninth episode
yeah,
is
in the night. Yeah, where we see more of her, but she's mostly like a background character. You see here and there from her, 1 scene, 2 scenes, and then she's gone again, and you don't even think about her, and then she appears again, and you were like, oh yeah, there was a Magus.
yes. Sadly, I would have wished that we see more of them,
Yeah.
uh, because also I don't know who voiced the Magus. I think it is Penelope Rawlins. Well, I'm not really sure. Maybe it was Genevieve Swallow, but I didn't hear enough of them to really know who spoke the Magus. But um, the whole season one was, uh, in my mind, fantastic. There were small gripes, as I said, and it was the whole relationship from distant brothers to we are getting close again over a couple of hours. Um, and uh, that was really important in episode 4 when they're in a tunnel fighting against the gene stealers, and our two sergeants, Anchaeus and Kazarian, are fighting amongst each other. Not fighting in a physical sense, but with words. And that was also an amazing scene because Toby Longworth, of course, just knocks everyone out of their socks. And yeah, do you have any criticism?
Critic is hard for me because I'm a art lover. I love
Yes.
different art styles. I love artistic movies. I love artistic shows. So it's hard for me. I would maybe go with one or two animation errors, like asynchronity, or that the lips are still moving, that the mouse is moving, and there is something spoken over, and it's minor details. But like I said, I'm an art lover, and I can't really criticize art. That's my
Yes.
problem.
For me, it's also hard because I know how hard it is to animate stuff. One of our friends is in game design, and he explained to me how long it takes to just animate one movement. Like uh, when Raphael just swings his croziers, is not even a day's work. Maybe it's 2 or 3 days, depending on the equipment. And over the few months they had, I don't know, maybe I'm biased because of that knowledge, but I think it's great. And the small details they didn't cover up, that's okay. And my only criticism on some points is sound effects, because the bolt pistols sound amazing. The Stalker bolter sounds amazing. The bolters sound amazing. The flamethrower, amazing. But the heavy bolter is a little bit wimpy. When we have such amazing heavy bolter sounds in Dawn of War 2, and the chainswords in Space Marine, the video game, are also the revving of the chainsword is a lot more angrier in Space Marine than in Angels of Death. But again, that's small criticisms, but we think that's important to say that these are small, but you have to criticize the things you love in hobby so that they are possible to get better. And is there anything else you want to talk about the ending before we finish this
Well,
up?
what I would love to ask you is, what is your favorite episode? Because we talk now about all the minor details, the background,
Yes.
but what is your favorite episode without any spoiling anything part? Just saying episode. Don't know. My favorite episode is episode 2, The Silent City.
Okay. That's not a big spoiler when it's in episode 2. Why is it episode 2?
The beginning. So you know how these drop pods work from the novels. You maybe see them dropping down in the video games, but you never saw it before animated. Not from the inside, not how the
Yes.
mechanics work, not how they slide down. And just this opening scene, the drop pods get dropped from the ship, and the seconds clock down, and then the impact on the ground. And this entire scene is just, you hold your breath, and suddenly,
Yes.
bam! It's just such a great scene.
Ooh, and speaking of that scene, the music by Jonathan Hartman, great music. It's
Perfect.
It's very well written. I have no gripes with the music. But yeah, good choice of scene. But mine, I don't know. I would say it's either. Oh no, it's either episode 5 or 10. Halfway through the season or the end of the season, and it's all because of one character. It's not even a space marine, and this will be a bit spoilery. We will talk about that in the end of our wishes for season 2. So I won't spoil it right now, but there is one character that made it for me that it's either episode 5 or 10. So I won't talk about that anymore.
Yeah.
What are your overall thoughts of season 1?
It was an amazing trip. I can't wait for season 2. I want to see how this entire journey continues, and I hope they may fix one of these minor problems with animation, etc. I know it's a long work, and I hope they get more support from Games Workshop now that season 1 is finished, and that they say, hey, we give you more time, we give you more money. But yeah, it was a good show, and we haven't seen anything like this before.
Yes.
So yeah, it was amazing. I watched several episodes 3 or 4 times.
Yeah, me too.
So yeah,
So-
I just watched all episodes in one take after the show was finished.
Yeah. Was there something you had hoped for but did not appear?
Oh, what I hoped for did not appear. Well, you saw the trailers back then when Warhammer Plus was announced, and there was this scene. It's a minor spoiler. It's not a
If it's
spoiler if
in
you
the
have already
trailer, then
seen
it's
it.
not a spoiler.
Yeah, if you saw the trailer, there's this scene where they fight against this hive ship from the Tyranids.
Yes.
Yes, and I wished we saw more of this.
Yeah.
That's my
Okay.
own. That's my only. This is the only thing I wished we saw more in the show. I mean, I don't mind the gene stealers, etc., but I would have loved to see more Tyranids, because I'm a big Tyranid fan. If you look there, back here in the corner, you see
sadly not visible.
Oh, shame. There is my Tyranid shelf, and there's a Hierophant Biotitan from Fortworld. So yeah, I love Tyranids.
Yes. So my hopes and wishes for this season was there is one item mid-season till the end in which I hoped that they will use the series, the season 1, to reveal an upcoming box model or something. And maybe they did, and due to COVID, they had to push the release back, like Shadow Throne and the Custodes versus Genestealer Cults codexes, because everything got pushed back.
6 months.
Yes, or more, depending
We
on.
are over 6 months behind the schedule.
Yes, sadly, but
Yeah.
totally understandable.
Hmm.
So my hopes and wishes. Oh no, tell me of your hopes and wishes for season 2.
Well, I hope that our friends return to Baal, and that they just turn up there, because the timeline is exactly the timeline when High Fleet Leviathan shows up on Baal. And like I said, I'm a huge Tyranid fan, and I hope we see some Tyranid action.
Yes. Okay, my hopes and wishes is that it may sound strange, but that this storyline ends. Now we get a little bit spoilery, so please excuse me. I will hold my hand up for everyone to know. Mute the sound, and as soon as I put my hand down, you can listen to us again.
I don't hear anything.
So, okay. 3, 2, 1. There is a Magis Dominus of the Adeptus Mechanicus. She has an item with a very important meaning for the storyline, and I want her to be in season 2 with new Marines. Okay, that was my spoiler. Yeah. Okay, the one thing I can say for everyone, I hope for new Marines. That is not spoilery, and of course we will get more Marines in season 2.
Hey, Angels of Death, Space Marines without Space Marines.
Yes. Custodes. Ooh. Just one Custodes in season 2.
Oh, this would be okay. They would have to animate the gold.
Yes.
Imagine
it's just one light bulb.
imagine Dante shows up.
Oh.
And they have to animate him complete in gold. And you see that the gray, the black, the red, and then there's Dante.
Yes. So this is our overall review for season 1 of Angels of Death. Thank you everyone for watching this and sticking with us to the end. It really means a lot for us. And please write down in the comments what your thoughts are about season 1 of Angels of Death, and maybe what your hopes and wishes are for season 2. We're really keen to hear your thoughts about that. So please have a great day, stay fantastic, stay hydrated, and bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.